So next we got a super from Nate Blevins who says, I feel like Blizz in a nice way just said they don't give an F about their customers. To which I would say, they do give an F, but they give an F about, if we're going to, to it like that. I mean, I don't know why we'd stop swearing suddenly in the stream. But no, they do care, but they obviously care more about the more highly valuable customers, so the people who will engage in store mounts and stuff. And I think it turns out that the sorts of people who watch things like us, who watch an Asmongold or a Preach or whatever, they don't make as much money out of us.
Yeah.
They would rather the players who are just, a bit more corporate defense force, or, oh wow, a new store mount, I'm going to buy that. As if it's any form of achievement or anything that you have that mount, or it means anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's not even my concern a lot of the time. What actually is my concern with it is the sheer greed. You cannot have your cake and eat it, but Activision Blizzard sure do try. Because, if there was no sub fee, I'd be so happy with store mounts. I'd be like, fuck it, you can do what you want. You can ask for money because we've got a damn good game. But there's a sub fee. And sure, the sub is split across classic and regular modern, which is, that's an upgrade on your experience, or it would be if, it weren't wrecked in every other way. Just stop trying to have both. Please give us a good experience, and then we'll be happy. Yeah, that's how everyone else reasonable tries to make money, is by going, hello, here is service and value. Money, please.
Well, I think it's that thing where they've probably struggled to grow World of Warcraft, so instead it becomes a game of further monetizing the audience that they've got.
Yeah.
It says sometimes for businesses it hits that point where, is growth going to happen? No. Therefore, we need to focus on profitability. And that's often what it feels like with World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Now, as for, I feel like in a nice way, they just said, so they don't give an F about the customers. I think, I'm pretty sure Nate dropped that when we were talking about the Ian interview. To which I'd say, a lot of Ian's talk felt like, that clip of Quentin Tarantino being like, I reject your hypothesis. Not necessarily like that, but it was just like, Preach comes in, he talks about the very common things, the community of issues they've got, and then Ian's basically just like, here's our reasoning, so that's what we're doing. Yeah. Which obviously is not going to make a community feel like they've been heard. And I guess that is the troublesome thing. Sometimes with how some of those answers go, you feel like it's very, very diplomatic, people say very lawyery because that was his previous career. It does feel like it's often a philosophical and surface level defense of Blizzard's actions, and maybe an explanation, but I feel like it rarely engages with the heart of how the community feels about an issue. And that's why it feels like that to people like, I think, ourselves and Nate. And that's why it happens, basically.
Yeah, like when's the last time Blizzard have done something that has actually looked like it's been completely on the house, in a sense, where it's you know what, here you go, one, here's this. They did do that with the Wandering Agent after a big thing, but that was a mount, and that sort of didn't feel a bit weird. Like, when's the last time anyone got a month for free for the game? Like, could you imagine, this is never, ever, ever going to happen in a million years. But could you imagine if, Ian comes out and goes on whatever sort of presentation they give, and he goes, okay, we've got the official release date of 9.1. It is the end of August. It's the end of August. Sorry about that. We'll give everyone, this, we wanted this to be June. We wanted this to be early July. But things kept happening. So everyone who's currently subscribed will get 2 free months of sub.
2 free months.
Or 1 free month.
So assuming 6 million players, you're talking about, just shy of $100 million?
Yeah.
So I'm fairly sure if Ian gives away $100 million, he will be shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't just give away $100 million of revenue when you're in the biz.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point. That's the point. Because they're not willing to make a sacrifice that's actually player experience, because they're going, that's a lot of money. It's like, it's... if that's money you're not willing to give back to us, you know, like, why not? You haven't made content for us. There's that sort of thing where, not to say it should be expected or anything like that, because you can click the unsub button, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's the idea of just, I don't remember the last time there's been a gesture from Blizzard that's applied widely to the player base outside of the Ancient, which is actually a very nice mount that they really cared for loads, but it's another mount.
I mean, I then say you give it to everybody, it means nothing.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I subscribe to the Wandering Ancient being a well-crafted mount that was a complete waste of resources.
Yep.
We've got a question from, I think more a comment from James Biff, who says, at some point they just got tired of hiding the smoke and mirrors to hide the grind. The man behind the curtain is now on stage flicking the V's. To which it's like, yeah. I think in the past, those grinds and things existed, but they were there in a more holistic way, where it's like, oh yeah, this is, that group of furbolgs, that's just a reputation we do. There you go. That's like the grind encapsulated in that. Whereas, instead of that, the grind is like just far more, it's like the man behind the curtain is now on the stage. It's more obvious.
Yeah, it's
I basically agree with the statement.
Yeah, the idea of it, I feel like that's framed negatively because smoke and mirrors, man behind the curtain, implies deception, implies trickery, implies all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Where I actually think that the smoke and mirrors isn't like a problem. The smoke and mirrors for a lot of those grinds, a lot of that content was the actual content itself.
Yeah,
they just didn't realize.
Yeah.
They just didn't
Exactly.
realize. I think that's a sort of different way to look at it, where it's more. Can we stop thinking about it in terms of the actions players do and the experience they have?
I think like there's almost a magician thing here where, magic is all smoke and mirrors and lies and deception, whatever. But that, whatever, it creates a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's obvious how the magician performed their magic trick
it's
before or while you're looking at the trick, then the magic falls off. And I think
no longer magic.
Yeah, and that's maybe the thing where WoW being so overtly systematized means that we all process game events and things like that in a very systemic manner in our heads, and that probably damages the experience.
We're just looking at a man who stuffed a rabbit in a hat and going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? That's mean, is it not?"
Yeah. So we got one from Vizadine Highwind, who says, basically, I want to love WoW and Blizzard make it hard. Yep. That is the experience in the modern day.
Yeah.
We've already went into why we don't necessarily think they really know what they're doing.